So before Christmas, I drove down to Leah's clinic and I had my IV. It took about a little over an hour for the drip. They drip it quite slow. There is a risk of allergy that obviously we don't know about if you've never had one before. So they monitor you very, very closely. I felt very safe. The reason why I didn't know this was a private thing we could do now is because they used to only do iron infusions in hospital because of the allergy risk. So I'm assuming new safety research has come out that they allowed that scope to widen, and now we have these amazing private options. So I hung out, I worked on my computer a bit, I read my book, I eavesdropped in the clinic, and I got my infusion just before Christmas, drove home, got all the info, and then it was a waiting game at that point of how was I going to feel. So that was maybe the 23rd. So about a day and a half later, I did start getting what's called iron flu symptoms. So the girls let me know that it's a possible side effect. Not everyone gets it. Typically the people who have like really low hemoglobin, really low numbers can have a bit of like a transient iron, like they call it iron flu. It felt very flu-like. You don't actually have the flu. And I was like, oh God, I shouldn't have done this right before Christmas. I'm about to host like a whole bunch of people in my house. I can't be dying in bed. But it was fine. I made it through Christmas. That night I did have like the flu, like body aches and the chills and a headache. And I at that point, I was so used to feeling tired and run down that like that didn't feel much different to me. That lasted about 24 hours. I did take Tylenol the second day because I couldn't just lay in bed all day. I had to put Christmas away, and we had company coming and my family was still there. And that helped, but I still just felt off. That was not even 48 hours. It was very, very quick. It luckily passed. I was nervous. I'm like, oh, and my birthday is also very close to Christmas. So I didn't want to be in bed on my birthday, but we were all good. It passed quick. It was definitely worth like living through. And now that I know what it feels like, it really wasn't that scary. I was quite worried about it. And so the first couple of weeks, I honestly didn't feel any different. And that's normal, right? You get this like flood of iron, but then your body actually has to use it, store it, do things with it. So I knew that going in, that like it's not an instant, just because it's an IV, not an instantaneous fix, right? The body still has to do its things. So I spent the first couple of weeks just being like checked out, not even thinking about it, just kind of going about my business to the best of my ability. By week 2, I was kind of getting a little discouraged, if I was being honest. I was like, okay, kind of hoped I would have a bit of a boost of energy by now. And I was like, oh, okay, it didn't work. What does that mean, Kelsey? Like now I'm gonna have to go do more blood work and figure out what that means for me. But slowly after week 2, I'm currently about 5 weeks post IV. So week 3, week 4, and then into week 5, each week has just slowly gotten a little bit better. I've noticed. I'm working, which is like a massive change for me. I'm still tired, but it's not the same like corpse fatigue that I had before. I don't know how else to describe it. It's like a normal level of Nyla kept me up all night tired, right? It's not this level of tired where I'm like, I literally can do nothing today except go to the bathroom and go back to bed. If you've had mono before, I have had mono before, honest to God, that's how I felt for most of 2025. And I did actually check to see if I had mono because I thought that's what I had. My brain, again, not 100% yet, but significantly better. My creativity is back. My desire to actually do things and try new things, record the podcast, like play with my kids, get out of the house. It's coming back, which I feel like I'm coming back to life, which is so fantastic.